Power does not belong to the good, it belongs to the prepared. And in a world that worships appearances, comfort, and conformity, becoming unstoppable requires the exact opposite. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this. So did Friedrich Nietzsche. One was a political realist, the other a philosophical disruptor. Both knew something most people still don't, that to rise above, to dominate, to be truly free, you must abandon what makes others weak and embrace what makes you dangerous. This is not for everyone. This is not for those who seek peace above all things. This is not for the ones waiting to be chosen, recognized, validated. This is for the few who understand that real power is not given. It is taken, silently, strategically, mercilessly. And once you understand the mindset of Machiavelli and Nietzsche, you'll see why the masses remain powerless, and why you won't. There is no virtue in weakness. That's the first lie society tells you. Nietzsche hated that lie. He saw how morality was used to control, to shame strength, to domesticate the human animal. God is dead, he said, not because he hated belief, but because the old belief systems no longer served power. They served submission, and the man who submits cannot be unstoppable. He is already lost. The same truth lives in Machiavelli's cold pragmatism. He didn't care whether a ruler was loved or kind. He cared whether he was effective, whether he maintained power, whether he survived. That is the game. And the first step to becoming unstoppable is to stop pretending you're not in it. The world is a battlefield, not a playground. And the people who smile the most are often the first to betray. Understand that. Remember it. Power demands awareness, not naivete. You cannot rise with blinders on. You cannot win while thinking everyone plays fair. Nietzsche called this the slave morality, a mindset that glorifies humility, sacrifice, and obedience because the weak want to feel superior in their weakness. But you are not weak, or at least, you won't be. There are 7 keys to becoming unstoppable. 7 mindsets that, when combined, make a person unbreakable, unpredictable, and unforgettable. These are not tricks, these are transformations, and each comes with a cost. But once paid, you will never again be ruled by fear, hesitation, or the judgment of those beneath your level. The first key is clarity of will. Nietzsche called it the will to power. The ability to desire something so intensely, so completely, that nothing can pull you away from it. Not rejection, not failure, not time. Most people don't have this. They want comfort and approval more than victory. You cannot be like them. Machiavelli would ask, "What do you want so badly that you're willing to be hated for it?" Because the road to power does not pass through applause. It passes through resistance, through enemies, through failure, and you must walk through it without doubt. Unstoppable people do not ask for permission. They decide, and then they move. Clarity of will means knowing your aim when everyone else is lost in distraction. It means choosing your war and ignoring the noise. The world will test you, provoke you, tempt you with easier paths. But those are for the mediocre. Your path is singular. You move forward, not because it's easy, but because you must. The second key is strategic cruelty. This does not mean you seek to harm. It means you are willing to harm when necessary. Machiavelli wrote, "It is much safer to be feared than loved, if you must choose." Why? Because love is fragile. Fear endures. Most people won't cross you if they believe you can hurt them. That's the truth. To be unstoppable, you must be capable of cruelty. Not chaotic, not emotional, but cold and clean. Nietzsche admired the warrior who did not flinch at blood. The lion, not the lamb. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be respected. And respect comes from capability, especially the capability to destroy. But the wise never use force unless it matters. That is what makes it powerful. If you speak all the time, your words lose weight. If you strike all the time, your strikes lose meaning. Save your strength for when it counts. Let others waste themselves in emotion. You stay still, you watch, and when it's time, you end it. The third key is isolation of identity. You must become untouchable in your self-concept. No one can define you but you, not your friends, not your family, not the voices online. You cannot be unstoppable while being emotionally entangled with everyone's opinions. You must separate. Nietzsche lived alone. Machiavelli was exiled. And yet, both produced work that outlived empires. Why? Because they built themselves in solitude. They didn't need applause. They didn't need followers. They needed only truth, their truth. You must learn to stand in silence, to work in silence, to suffer in silence, and to rise in silence. The crowd cannot follow you where you are going. They will try to pull you back, guilt you, mock you. Let them. Their noise is proof you are escaping gravity. The fourth key is mastery of emotion. Power and emotion are rarely allies. You must learn to feel deeply, but act coldly. When Machiavelli advised rulers to appear merciful, it was because appearing is not being. You control the appearance, you control the narrative. Nietzsche spoke of becoming the Übermensch, the overman, the one who creates his own values. That includes emotional values. You do not react like others. You do not need to be validated. You validate yourself through action, through direction, through your will. An unstoppable person is calm. They do not explain when insulted. They do not beg when rejected. They observe, they adapt, they strike, all under control. Emotion is not weakness, but reaction is, and you must become above reaction. The fifth key is ownership of pain. This one separates the strong from the broken. Nietzsche said, "To live is to suffer, to survive is to find some meaning in the suffering." The weak try to avoid pain. The powerful eat it. They absorb it. They own it. Every loss, every humiliation, every betrayal, converted into energy. Machiavelli never advised a prince to be soft, because softness leads to failure, and failure, when not owned, leads to resentment. But when you own your pain, truly own it, you become untouchable. Because no one can shame you for what you've already digested. You must see pain as training. Every heartbreak, every obstacle, every silent night, it is sharpening you. It is shaping the weapon you are becoming, and when the time comes, your pain will not make you flinch. It will make you fire. The sixth key is rejection of equality. Not of human worth, but of human output. You must stop pretending all people are equal in ability, ambition, strength, or value to your mission. They are not. And the faster you accept that, the freer you become. Nietzsche despised the herd mentality. Machiavelli had no use for the common man's morality. You are not here to fit in. You are here to rise, to dominate. And that requires hierarchy, not to oppress others, but to protect your time, your energy, your vision. Be kind, yes, but be ruthless with your standards. Surround yourself only with those who build, move, climb. The weak will try to guilt you into staying small. The strong will challenge you to grow. Choose accordingly. The final key, the seventh, is ascension through creation. You do not destroy for sport. You destroy to clear space. Because your purpose is not just to rise, it is to build. Something stronger, something higher, something uniquely yours. Nietzsche believed in becoming a creator of values, not living by someone else's rules, but writing your own. Machiavelli admired the founder, the one who created order from chaos. That must be you. You must become the source of meaning in your world. To be unstoppable is not to be a wrecking ball, it is to be a foundation. Your habits, your thoughts, your vision, they must be built like a fortress, so that no matter who leaves, who attacks, who doubts, you remain. You continue, you endure. Most will never reach this level. They will get close and stop. They will be afraid of being too much, too bold, too intense. They will sabotage themselves to stay liked. But you You will keep rising. And as you do, the world will notice, not because you begged for it, but because your silence became too loud to ignore. You are not a product of your environment. You are the force that bends it. This truth, once internalized, separates those who merely survive from those who shape the very structure of society. The moment you understand that your destiny is not inherited but seized, you begin to walk the path of the unstoppable. Machiavelli didn't believe in divine right. He believed in readiness. Nietzsche didn't believe in fate. He believed in becoming. And you, if you dare to evolve, will begin to embody both. The strategist and the creator, the prince and the overman. This journey is not abstract. It is not motivational fluff. It is built on hard principles, sharp awareness, and ruthless decision-making. You don't become unstoppable by imagining power. You become unstoppable by executing what the average mind fears, not once, not in bursts, but consistently, with brutal calm. You will find yourself more alone as you rise. That is natural. Nietzsche said, "The higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly." Do not seek to be understood. Seek to be clear. There is a difference. Clarity does not require agreement. It requires conviction. Machiavelli's prince did not ask to be loved. He allowed it when it was useful. He didn't fear hatred. He managed it. And he didn't demand loyalty. He engineered it. Power is not about being right. It's about being irreplaceable. That comes through positioning, not pleading. And how do you position yourself to be untouchable? You make yourself useful, yes. But more than that, you make yourself feared in absence. People must feel your weight even when you're silent, even when you're gone. This is not built through charm. It is built through consequence. Your words, your actions, your presence, each must carry consequence. If people betray you, they must lose something. If they align with you, they must gain. Everything you touch must shift. That's how you make people think twice. That's how you move from optional to essential. Machiavelli never recommended moral rigidity. In fact, he warned against it. He saw the world as it is, dirty, chaotic, selfish, and yet most people walk around blindfolded, expecting fairness from wolves. You will not be like them. You will not complain about the game. You will learn its rules, and you will rewrite them. Nietzsche said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." But what he didn't say is that the weak often mistake pain as meaning. They suffer and think that's strength. It's not. Real power is to suffer with purpose, to endure with aim. Pain without transformation is just noise. Pain used as fuel is evolution. So use it. Use all of it. The disrespect, the betrayal, the silence, the abandonment. Use it to carve a deeper foundation. You must become emotionally invincible, not because you feel nothing, but because you choose how you feel. You control the frame. Let the weak complain. Let them gossip. Let them seek comfort. You are building fire inside. You are sharpening focus. The one who controls emotion controls outcome. That's not stoicism. That's war psychology. Understand, Nietzsche's idea of the Übermensch wasn't just a dreamer with wild ideas. It was a man who could impose order on chaos, internally. That's the battleground, not the marketplace, not the boardroom, not even the world. The first battleground is your mind, and most people lose there. Because they let others rent space in their heads. They think about enemies, exes, critics. They waste energy managing imaginary conversations. You must burn that all down. No one enters your mind without purpose. No one walks through your thoughts without consequence. Your attention is sacred. Your focus is a weapon. It is how you bend reality. But it can only bend if it's unbroken. Most people never become unstoppable because they dilute. They try to do everything, please everyone, win every battle, and they lose the war. You must specialize in impact, not in visibility, not in activity, in impact. Every move must either build your structure or break another's. That's the mindset. You are a force, not a participant. not a product, a force. Machiavelli would tell you, use appearances, but do not be deceived by them. Dress the part, speak the language, but never forget the real game is invisible. It is being played behind smiles and contracts and praise. Learn to read between the lines. Learn to feel the temperature under the words. People reveal themselves constantly, not with their declarations, but with their hesitations, not with their logic, but with their patterns. Watch them while they talk, study, while they celebrate, count the risks. While they doubt you, take ground. You don't need to tell them what's coming. You don't even need them to notice until it's too late. Your path is not theatrical, it's surgical. You don't aim for applause, you aim for irreversibility. That's the mark of a real move. It changes something that cannot be undone. Your words can vanish, but your silence, your restraint, your strike at the right moment, that creates memory, and memory creates fear, and fear, used well, is fuel. This is where Nietzsche and Machiavelli converge. Both believe that morality, as preached by the masses, is often a prison. You are told to forgive when it's dangerous, to be honest when it's suicidal, to be kind to the undeserving. This is not virtue, this is sabotage. You must build your own moral code, not based on comfort, but based on consequence. Does it make you stronger? Keep it. Does it make you weaker? Burn it. That's how you begin to ascend. Ascension is not elevation by others. It is rising in a way no one can reverse. You don't ask for promotion. You become undeniable. You don't wait for opportunity. You become inevitable, and you do that by becoming the person they can't replace. The one who brings clarity, the one who brings force, the one who moves things. How do you become that person? You detach from praise. You detach from outcome. You fall in love with the process of becoming brutal and excellent. You show up whether they clap or criticize, because you are not fed by their noise. You are fed by your need to conquer. And let's be clear, conquest does not mean dominance over others. That is small. The real conquest is over self, over limitation, over fear. You must conquer your weakness until it is no longer part of your identity. And weakness hides. It hides behind charm, behind excuses, behind distraction. You must hunt it, relentlessly. You must question every comfort, every compromise, every lazy instinct. Nietzsche would call that your inner herd. You must exile it. And Machiavelli would say, the prince who is not feared within his own soul will be overthrown by his own doubts. Power must be internalized before it can be projected, so you begin inside. Discipline first. You rise early. You plan ruthlessly. You manage your time like a king guards his gold. No distraction enters unpunished. No delay goes unquestioned. This is not obsession. This is strategy. Because time is the only true wealth. The weak sell it cheap. You will guard it, hoard it, use it to build. You don't spend time. You invest it, with interest. Every minute must point toward a higher state of power or purpose. And every relationship, it must serve the empire you are building, not with exploitation, but with alignment. If they do not rise, they must be removed. If they do not challenge you, they weaken you. And if they slow you down, they are already working for your enemies. You must learn to cut, quickly, cleanly, guiltlessly. Nietzsche warned against pity. Pity binds the strong to the weak. It is not compassion, it is corrosion. True leaders uplift, but never at the cost of their mission. Let the dead bury the dead. You are building the future, and that future is not just for you. It is for those strong enough to follow, because one day you will lead, you will teach, but not by preaching, by embodying. You will become a living standard, unapologetic, unbreakable, undeniable, and they will ask you, how did you do it? You won't need to explain. Your presence will be the answer. They will test you, not once, not twice, but continually. As you rise, the resistance will adapt. It will disguise itself. It will wear the face of a friend, the voice of self-doubt, the softness of comfort. It will not attack you with force. It will seduce you with ease. But ease is not the language of greatness. Ease is how the herd thinks, how mediocrity spreads, and how potential rots. Machiavelli would tell you, if you want to keep power, never let comfort dictate your policy. Nietzsche would add, whatever makes you soft is your greatest enemy. So you must stay sharp, even when you've won battles, perhaps especially then, because the greatest threat to the unstoppable is satisfaction. Satisfaction is the silent assassin of empire builders. It makes you polite, it makes you slow, it turns kings into caretakers, it replaces vision with maintenance. That is how the decline begins, and decline is not announced. It whispers, it hides, it shows up in the delay of your alarm, in the reply you shouldn't have sent, in the decision you postponed, in the weight you didn't lift, in the compromise you called strategy. You must build against that decay, every single day. Nietzsche believed man's ultimate potential is not found in achievement, but in the becoming. You don't aim to arrive, you aim to ascend without end. The moment you declare yourself finished, you regress. Because strength unused dies, so you sharpen even when no one's watching, especially then. Because that's when the weak coast, and when the future kings grind. And make no mistake, you are not ordinary, you are not meant to blend. The moment you decided to rise, you forfeited the comfort of the crowd. You will be envied, misunderstood, criticized. You will be studied from a distance, attacked up close. You will be doubted, imitated, and feared, but never pitied. Pity is for the powerless. You are not powerless. You are deliberate. Every flaw you fix, every limit you shatter, every wound you harden, adds to your edge. And edge is everything. The world does not respect potential. It respects execution. So execute without apology, without delay, without noise. Silence is your secret weapon. Machiavelli praised it in every strategist, and Nietzsche practiced it in every transformation. Silence lets you move without interference, without resistance. You are not obligated to explain your evolution. Let them guess, let them assume, let them underestimate. You are not here to prove, you are here to dominate. Domination is not arrogance, it's clarity. It means you have chosen your path so fully, so ruthlessly, that no alternative exists. And when your mind reaches that level of certainty, your actions become inevitable. This is not about being aggressive. This is about being aligned with your principles, your path, your power. You say no without guilt. You say yes without fear. You walk away without regret. Because your compass is internal. It is forged in solitude, tested in adversity, and refined in action. Others borrow their convictions. You build yours. That's why they sway, and you stand. Because at the core of this game, beneath every tactic, every strategy, every maneuver, there is identity. Who are you when no one is watching? Who are you when the storm hits? Who are you when no one believes? That is your foundation. If it's strong, you can scale heights no one can imagine. If it's weak, you will shatter the moment the wind changes. So you build that identity with every decision. With every cold morning you conquer, every fear you confront, every discipline you enforce. You do not need external approval. You need internal alignment. Because the world bends not to the talented, but to the inevitable. And you, if you continue, will become inevitable. Not by luck, not by birthright, but by will, by shaping your thoughts like steel, by burning excuses like fuel, by doing what others delay, saying what others fear, cutting what others tolerate, rising where others stall. You are not here to be liked, you are here to be remembered. And when your presence becomes legend, when your silence triggers tension, your gaze shifts rooms, your word moves people, Then you will understand, power is not taken, it is built, day by day, thought by thought, strike by strike, until nothing can stop you, not even you.